Tired of uneven sidewalls? Let me show you some simple ways to get them straight. Before you start doing any filing, you want to make sure that you're using a brand new file. It is going to have a sharp edge on it. I'm going to use that prep file. I'm going to run that flat across the surface of my file. And then I'm going to just ever so slightly angle that file. So I'm going to catch just right at that edge. And again, running that prep file down that angle. So now we've got a nice smooth surface on our file. So when you're trying to straighten out your nails, you want to make sure that you are keeping those lower arches nice and straight. And at this point, the lower arches are hanging a little bit uneven. So one side is hanging a little bit lower than the other. And we just want to make sure that we are straightening those out. Now to do that, I'm actually going to turn her finger on the side. So either from this direction or from the other direction here to really clean up those lower arches. I'm going to line up my file and show you from the cuticle down through that nail groove all the way down through the end of the nail. This is our line that we're trying to create. So anything that's being covered up by my hand file right now, that is what's going to need to be filed off. So all of this little bit of extra product that's hanging down below, that's what we're going to try to remove. As we're filing, we're not going to file right up into that corner, and that's usually the first tendency that people have, is to just place their file and start filing up into that corner. What I want to make sure is happening is that I'm keeping that file straight in line with the finger, and it's going to go basically straight in line with that whole finger. A lot of times if you come in at an angle like this, you're just going to cut into that corner. So again, what we want to do, we're not coming in at an angle here. We're going to put our file at the lowest point of that product. Now you guys, you can see that as I'm touching her skin up here, it looks like I'm filing on her skin, but because we've already taken off that sharp edge, I don't have to worry about that cutting her skin or anything like that. It's not going to cut in. So again, I'm going to line up my file straight in line with that line that we were trying to create right through here. I'm going to put pressure with the lowest point there, and again, just filing straight. So I'm filing straight in line with her finger, and that's going to bring that lower arch up. And I'm just going to gently file, and I'm really not putting a lot of pressure. I'm basically making contact and then moving my file straight. So if you kind of keep an eye on that blue line of your file, that's going to help you to envision your line that you're trying to create. So again, just filing straight out from that natural nail, nice and straight. So again, if you're looking from straight on, you're going to file, same thing, keep your file straight in line with that finger. All you want to see is that blue line down the center of the file, and you're going to use that as your guide, and again, filing straight along those edges. Same thing on the other side, straight along that edge, keeping that file straight in line with that finger. And then also again, turning on the side view and filing a little bit of pressure, basically making contact and bringing that file up until it's even with that lower arch. We're straightening out that lower arch right into that sidewall. One other trick that may help you as you're filing, you want to make sure that you're pulling that skin away so that you're not pushing the skin up and actually filing on that skin. So you can either hold from the underhand grip here and making sure that you're using your thumb to pull the skin away. Otherwise, you can also turn your hand over and you can use the overhand grip, and that's going to also help to pull that skin away. So now you can come underneath there and get that nice clean file right underneath there, pulling that skin away. Again, because we've already taken off those sharp edges, we're not worrying about cutting her skin. Even if that file does come in contact with her skin, it does look like it puts a little line of dust on there, but it doesn't actually cut into that skin. Another thing that I like to make sure to do when I'm straightening out my nails is using my other fingers to balance. So that way I'm putting pressure on one side with my file and I'm putting counter pressure on the other side with my thumb or my other fingers here. This way, as you're filing, that nail isn't going to wobble back and forth, and that's also going to help you to create nice straight sidewalls and also nice straight lower arches. So when you're filing underneath on that lower arch, a little bit of pressure over the top surface with your finger, and again, that's going to avoid lifting up on that nail bed. When you're finishing your nails, focus on your angles and check from every view. It makes all the difference.